was a mom. So I was raising Everleigh and going to school. I was going to nursing school. And it was hard going to school full time, doing 18 units and having a newborn. So thank goodness I had my mom. Basically, Everleigh, I was in a very bad relationship with her dad. It was just kind of crazy. I got pregnant at 19 years old, came out of a bad relationship before that, met her dad, got pregnant semi-fast, and it was just kind of bad. Always fighting, always crazy. Breaking up every 2 months, getting back together. It was just like a very, very toxic relationship. He cheated on me when I was pregnant. Not so nice. I've told this story so many times that I don't think I can like get emotional talking to you guys about it. I kind of want to make this a little more like fun, but
it's just like what happened.
It's just what happened. But
a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are in similar situations.
Totally. And I don't want to like make it seem like it was really hard. But he ended up cheating on me when I was pregnant. I took him back. I was just like a dumb girl who just kept taking him back.
But you wanted Everleigh's
I did, but I wanted her real dad in her life, so I just kept taking him back for that reason. But when she was, how old was she? Like 3, I found out that he had cheated again, and we were kind of in like a really weird place where I was just like, we'll see if we can make it work again, but I'm not sure. And I was just very over it and starting to realize what I deserve. And I think by then I had already given it like 4 years, so I was done being cheated on and walked all over. In the beginning, I was going through something really, really, really rough with her dad. He was just horrible to me, basically. And I kind of just put up with it. And Caleb spoke to me yesterday when he was saying like, that's like what you're comfortable with. And I was comfortable with it, but I was very, I knew how bad the relationship was, and I knew that it wasn't getting any better, but I kept going back day after day. He would cheat on me and I would go back, and he would cheat on me again and I would go back. And that's just because that's what I was comfortable with, and I wanted Everleigh to be with her family, and I felt like that was the right thing to do since I came from a broken family. But sooner than later, this guy showed up in my life, and it was right around a time where I was fed up with him. Not him. But I was just fed up with it, and I had already been kind of done with it, but I still had that in my back of my head, like, I know I'm probably just gonna end up getting back together with him. But now we have a great relationship as friends, so he's still a good guy, and I don't want to bash him. He sees Everleigh once a week for like a couple hours, but he has like a kind of not so wonderful past either, so he kind of went down a bad road for a while, but he's getting better, and we still let him see Everleigh.
We always want him in our life, and he loves her to death. He's a great dad to her. He loves her, and we do our best to, and he's doing a great job just maintaining that friendship. I think with any stepdad situation, we hate the word stepdad, but technically that's what I am, and we've addressed that with Everleigh, and she knows that he's the biological dad. Really, she just calls us both dad, and I think it's always kind of a tough and awkward situation, but you just got to be adults and realize that's the situation that you're in. And
Everleigh's like such a smart kid that we've sat her down and we've like talked to her about all this, so I know that like she could be watching this video, and that's totally fine. Yeah. So I totally feel like us meeting was like a total God thing, because it 100% just made me realize, like, just sitting and talking with Cole and realizing like there's guys like this. Like I in my head, guys were cheaters and just horrible people just because that's all the guys that had been around me. But when I saw how amazing he was and how he just spoke about the Lord and everything that he did, and he wasn't scared to talk about it either. That was the first thing we talked about when we sat together at IHOP. And that's, even if I knew that we weren't going to be together, because that was the second day I had talked to him, I knew that that's the kind of person I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, and I needed to set my standards a lot higher, especially for my daughter. So that was like a really big moment for me, that talk that we had at IHOP, when he just kind of, he made me open up for like the first time about my story.
And I just feel like there's so many guys out there, even though you're thinking in your head, like, I'm never gonna find a guy like that, you will. I never thought I would find a guy like this.
Before I start bawling my eyes out again, I'm gonna get off of this topic, but I hope that helped. I'm gonna go in kind of a different direction. But I feel so strong about this just because I feel like this is a big part of my story. And I know that there's like a few girls here that are probably going through something really, really hard, whether it's a relationship or something with your family, and I'm like so big on redemption. And I just know, and I know that God has a plan for you, and He loves you no matter what you've done. I'm gonna cry. But He's so sweet, and I just don't want any girls to settle because I was in a really bad place. And there's hope for everybody, and Jesus loves you, and